Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Pflugerville. This morning we're talking about radical inclusion. Last week we talked about radical inclusion, meaning we include everybody. And what's interesting about human nature, not human spiritual nature, but human nature, is that we have a tendency to divide ourselves up into groups. We call them tribes in the sociological area. So, if you're a tribe of a certain culture, then we all get together. Or if we have a similar skin color, we all get together. Or if we have a similar religion, we all get together. And then we build walls between each other and we say, them. They are like them. And so there's always the tension between them and us. And the truth is, we're all children of God. We're all created in the image and after the likeness spiritually of God, and we're here to support and love each other. That's our primary goal in life. And that process takes some understanding and takes some willingness to make a few steps. It's interesting. Frankly, I wait for questions to come up. That's one reason that I'm asking, for questions. And I had somebody bring up 12 powers this morning. Okay? And Bobby came in and said, "Where's 12 powers? We got to have the book." And then I had planned on talking about radical inclusion includes yourself. It's a big issue, folks. Self-analysis, self-image psychology is a huge part of the world. 40 million people on anxiety disorders in the United States. Do you understand what that means? So we are all questioning ourselves. Now, that's not true. A lot of us are questioning ourselves. And so the idea is, how do we get on the other side of the wall and accept ourselves? It's interesting, and the 12 powers reminded me of the pineal gland. Now, that's a little weird, but we're going to get more weird, okay? And the thing to understand is we're on a spiritual path. So the answer to this whole thing is, if you're on a spiritual path, you slowly create an awareness of who you really are. And it takes time to do that. And the pineal gland is a little gland. Pineal means pine-like. And it's real small. It's almost like a charm, a charm that's on a charm bracelet. And it hangs right in a cul-de-sac right here. Third eye, about 2 inches behind the skull. And that's the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is the beginning of faith. For those of you who study the 12 powers, it is the faith point in the body, or where Peter resides. And anybody agree you really need to have faith to step out and take a chance on the spiritual path? See, when we say let go and let God, we are making a radical conversation. I mean, you let go. I let go. And I have to, that means leaving everything in my past behind me, forgetting about it and moving forward, as Paul said, into the high mark of Christianity. Trust and faith. So how do I create more faith in my life? I activate the position of faith. And I haven't planned on talking about this, but we're going to talk about it, okay? So understand that gland is there, and physiologically it is the gland that starts a lot of the activity throughout the body. It starts the different hormones, it starts adrenaline, all kinds of different things. So when it's activated and when it's included in our consciousness, it starts doing things in our environment. Now, the thing to understand is we are radiating beings. We radiate the energy of God. That's why we're here. We're here to take the energies of the Spirit, bring them through into the physical through our chakras, and bring that energy in and create with it. So you are radiating creators, every single one of you. And the issue becomes, what are we radiating? And we have a choice. Ephesians 2:8-9 says, "For grace are you saved by faith, that not of yourselves, lest any person should boast." So it's a free gift. Everybody got that gift? So everything you want is a free gift that you already have. I want you to get that. For grace are you saved by faith. You didn't do anything. You haven't created anything. You just are an expression of God, period. And you have a choice to accept the gift. Anybody ever gotten a gift or watched somebody get a gift and they don't open it? Well, it might not be what I want. And so we make up all kinds of stories. But it's a free gift that you're choosing to open or not open by what you're thinking and by what you're accepting. See, I want you to get that. And I want you to imagine yourself with this gift in front of yourself, and just like a little, you ever watch a little kid open a gift? I mean, they rip it apart, okay? And then they're so excited when they get it. So that's what we are. We're each a child of God, given a gift of, if you want to use the word salvation, fine. There's all kinds of words to use, but the song we just sang was the gift of awakening, becoming aware of who you really are, because you have the gift of God. So, I'll say it again. For by grace are you saved through faith, that not of yourself. So give up all the stuff you've been told, and like I was told in my life, that I'm a sinner, I'm going to hell. Anybody heard that one before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and that's all part of the traditional to control us. What I realized when I was writing the article this morning, do you understand, going back through history, how many times the end of the world has been predicted? And do you realize how many times it's doomsday, and this is going to create problems, and that's going to create problems, and the great fire is going to do this, and this is, there's been countless wave after wave after wave. Why? Because somebody gets a thought in their brain, they want everybody to follow them, and they use that crisis to control us. And so who is our authority in life? Remember, we have a power of faith and trust. So what are we going to do? We're going to have faith and trust in our inner being, or we're going to have faith and trust out there. Are we going to open the gift of spirit, or are we going to forget to open the spirit and live in the world and let the world run us? It's really fascinating. And so that story just came to Bobby, when you brought up 12 hours, that's where I went. It was fascinating to me. And see, there are no accidents. We always get the information we need when we know it. Course of Love is very interesting. And we are studying Course of Love on Wednesdays. We invite you to be with us. And we're back toward the back end. And I just wanted to share this one thing with you. I'll find my glasses any minute now. Where did we put them?
Just like you wrote Madeline's.
Huh?
You wrote Madeline's.
Are they pink?
They're gone. Yes, I want yours. I don't know.
I didn't use them.
I need the gift of glasses right now. What do I do with them? Okay, I'll read it anyway. Thank you. See, we all have deficiencies. The Buddha says you got to give up your upsets about who you are not, and make it okay to be who you are. And any foibles, they're part of who you are. I need glasses. Thank you. Appreciate that. Someday, maybe I won't. But right now, I need reading glasses. So. And this is really fascinating. You can only express the beauty and truth of who you are now in the presence. In other words, we can't wait until tomorrow. We didn't lose it yesterday. In other words, the chances are still there. So you can only express who you are in the present. And then it goes on and says down here, in a certain sense, your ability to express the beauty and truth of who you are has been taught out of you by learning practices that sought for sameness and saw not your differences as the gifts of they are. All these learning practices were the product of false images of the way things and you should be. Do you understand what society is doing to us? It is saying, here's the standards you should live by, and here's what you should be doing. I mean, when it was time for me to go to college, I had to go to engineering, so I enrolled in electrical engineering. You know what I hated? I hated math. I didn't like it, and I didn't know it. But I was doing what everybody wanted me to do. And after about 6 months, I said, I haven't been talking to you about this, but I just gave it up. And I went into, it was actually industrial engineering, industrial management. So I learned how to be a supervisor in a manufacturing environment. Guess what I did when I graduated? I went with Ford Motor Company and became a manager in their plant in Brook Park, Ohio. So these things develop, and everybody's telling us what we should be. Who knows who you should be or what you should be? You. You see, that pineal gland? Here's what I want you to do. Take a minute. Just get yourself erect in your chair or comfortable. Okay? And we're going to do a little thing. Okay? Ready? What we're going to do is take a minute and go to that place right here. Just it's about 2 inches inside. And just see a white light there. And just get comfortable. Take a deep breath. And see that white light. This is your light. This is your light of faith. And as you energize this place, this spot, you are energizing the energies of faith and trust. You're also energizing the corresponding powers of love and peace. And just feel it relaxing. I don't know about you, but I can feel around us. There's a power of peace right now. So, you're welcome to come back. Slowly, take your time. Anybody want to describe what they experienced? Come on, take a deep breath. Where did you go?
Peace.
Huh?
Peace.
Peaceful.
Energy.
Say again?
I felt a lot of energy.
Energy. Yeah. See, that is a center. Understand that before the rest of the powers kick in, it's like we need to open the gift of faith and know that I'm a child of God, created in the image and after likeness, and I have all the powers of divinity within me through my thoughts. And I can understand and connect divinity. But I have to have the faith first to do that. If you go to Matthew, again, see, Jesus used metaphors, all kinds of metaphors everywhere. And one of his favorite metaphors was light. Now, if you stay in that point long enough, light will develop. But in Matthew 5, right, in Beatitudes, it says in verse 14, you are indeed the light of the world. A city that is built upon a mountain cannot be hidden. So when you're in your faith energy, you are radiating the light of the world. And people around you feel it. Folks, when I come in here, I know you're here. Because you're radiating love. You can feel it. Because for some reason, when you go through that door, there's an automatic switch that goes. True. Okay? And then it says, you are indeed the light of the world, as cities built. Let your light so shine before men. May I say people? Now it's making me more aware of gender things. That they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So how do people see your good works? It isn't what we say. It isn't really what we do. It's the energy that we are transmitting. Okay? It's like how do I know, or Jesus was asked, how do I know somebody that's in spirit or awakened? And he very clearly said, by their fruits ye shall know them. So what kind of life do they lead? Well, how happy are they? How comfortable are they with others? Are they reaching out? Buddha talks about compassion as the example of love. Do I really care about others? Now, that doesn't mean I take care of everybody, because sometimes we need to be not tough love, but the idea of letting people work out their own issues. So the idea of it is, am I being compassionate? And am I looking at people and saying, you're a child of God, I know you can handle it. I know that you are powerful. I know that you are strong. And I know that you are loved, no matter what. And sometimes it's difficult. Anybody have people that have a problem being lovable? But it's up to me to love them as I develop my spirit of faith. Okay? Now, radical inclusion includes you. Again, in reading the psychology things, there are more people that think they're broken or they're not good enough. The area of divorce in the United States, people that have gone through that, that's a tremendous trauma. It's huge. And who do I blame? Most of the time I blame myself. When you get sick, when you have a heart attack, who do you blame? I didn't take care of myself. That's a personal one, by the way. And each of us has our own issues that we're being, let's just say, not exactly loving with ourselves. So the kingdom of heaven is where? Within you. Okay? So you are radiating energy, and if you're radiating energy that I'm broken, are you helping your fellows around you? So my request is that we include ourselves in the forgiveness. One of the standards of AA is forgiveness and letting things go and starting over again. How can you start over again unless you let the past go?
Right.
So everybody take a deep breath and let the past go. Okay? So you are a child of God, radiating energy, and I'm back to the question, have you opened the gift of love within you? And that gift is a gift. It's a free gift. It's not something we have to work for. It's not something we have to go through a ritual for. It's not something that we have to have somebody come in and say, I forgive you. It's our choice to open the gift of who we are. And what is that gift? The gift is you as a human being that is really a vessel for spirit. So we each are an individualized expression of God. The spiritual path includes silence and meditation. It really does. I mean, the language of God is love, but the venue of it is silence. So it's the meditation. Let's say, I hate to use figures, but most modalities of meditation teach 20 to 30 minutes twice a day in the silence. The second thing is study and prayer, or working on the Bible or other 12 powers, or thank you for doing metaphysics with Paul Hasselback, Course of Love, all these other things which are spiritually inclined ideas. But the third thing is dialogue and conversation with others of like-minded spirit. Those are the three that are in most modalities of the spiritual path. So it's being together and enjoying each other. Now, believe it or not, there's a dialogue going on. Would you agree there's a conversation going on between what I'm speaking and what you're thinking?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's a dialogue, it's a spiritual dialogue. And when we put ourselves into that dialogue, we are growing as a human being. Now, when we're out there, what's the dialogue? When I'm driving and somebody cuts me off, what's the dialogue? Okay, when I have a problem, what's the dialogue? I'm not going there. But you know what I'm saying? So the dialogue is. And if I put myself with people of like minds, no matter who they are, or if I reach out, it's amazing to me. What's the matter sometimes with turning around and saying hello to somebody in the grocery line and shaking their hand? Agreed?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yes. Not everybody.
Matter that I have a tendency to talk to everybody. But the idea behind it is, you know, it's funny. She goes under the table sometimes.
That's fun.
Huh?
I did that yesterday. We had this amazing little conversation.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed myself last night. Larry's part of the choir at Unity on the Hill, and Larry and Susan, and Matt and I, he pestered us to go, and we went. And I met people around us, and right behind me was one of the board members at UCO. So I had the opportunity to interact with a board member, and they'd just been through an issue. And it was amazing, the conversation that took place. And it was both of us opening to a dialogue. See, and it's a conversation. And when we open a dialogue of negativity, then we live in negativity. When we open a dialogue of love, we live in love. So I'm asking us to take a look at the dialogues that we create in the next week. And until we come back, that's one reason why we try to spread classes out during the week. Tuesday night, Kat, by the way, step out and do classes. Kat stepped out on a Catherine Ponder class
We finished it.
3 months ago, and they finished it now. I'm encouraging somebody to start another one. But we've got that, and we've got Wednesdays, and we've got Tuesday nights with Valerie, and we're gonna have Friday nights sooner or later. Yes,
And I'd like to issue a personal invitation to anyone who wants to join us for the Tuesday evening centering prayer. It's something that you can pick up anytime. And we do 20 minutes of silence, which is amazing when you do it in a group setting. And then we read from the book about the principles of being in the quiet. And it's a great time.
it really is.
It's a great time.
It's-
And that's at your home office.
Yeah, we look forward to it, we do. You have no idea what it's like to have these things in your house, which is our home office. The walls vibrate when you guys leave. So that is there for you. And I encourage you, pick up a phone and call prayer chaplain. Pick up a phone and call us at the church, whatever you need to do occasionally. Because when you get into grounding with the dialogue out there, you can get stuck. I get stuck. I also encourage you to call Silent Unity. You know, so there's times during the day when I get stuck, we'll call Silent Unity. Okay? So these things are there for you, but you're the one that has to unwrap the gift. Everybody got it? For grace are you saved by faith, that not of yourself, lest any person should boast. And you're radiating light of God. And that's who you are, that's who you're going to be. And each of us has a different gift in doing that. Okay, somebody has a gift of prayer, somebody has a gift of speech, somebody has a gift of music, somebody has the gift of math. I don't understand math, but they do. Okay? Somebody has a gift of planning. You know, I hate details. Somebody has to have plan around me. Okay, so there's all those gifts that each have. And if we share those gifts, then we work together like a big orchestra. So, I haven't looked at them yet, but I do want to say, God loves you. You are a child of God, created in the image, spiritual image, not the physical image. As a matter of fact, I have a suspicion we have created this body around us to experience the material world. That's why we're here. But spiritually, we are part of an energy that's everywhere present. And in that energy, it's up to us to bring it into the physical world around us. And we can bring in upset, anger. We can get upset about the political situations. And then we have to live in what we create. Agree? So I think we need to create a new world. And I'm asking you to join the dialogue. In doing that, I love you. And I want everybody to say this: I love myself. Do it. Go ahead.
I love myself.
And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.